Hello, my beautiful viewers on E360 platform. Hello to all the beautiful Diamond Beauties, Forever Ladies Group, and also my beautiful Tanzanite Hero men. I was on a podcast, well, a radio show today. He's got 1 million listeners every time he is broadcasting. So I was on the show and he said, "Oh, I love your accent." And I said, "Kevin, I love your accent." But he was shocked. "I do have an accent." I said, "Yes, you have an accent for me." So today I am truly honored and so excited to have beautiful Donna as our spotlight author on our fourth episode of Soul Diamond Author's Journey. And I met Donna. Donna, I'm thinking, when did I meet you? But it's more than 2 years ago I met you through
Wow.
because I was in 2 years ago in the book for Robert W. Jones, and I met you through them. And the first thing I saw was Donna's hair.
Mhm.
And Donna didn't speak. And I've told everyone, well, I told some people what I normally do when I meet people on Zoom. I pin that person and then I will go and I will look you in the eye. You are on a big screen, and I will look at you and I will say, "I hope that you are having a beautiful day." I will talk to you without you notice, then I will go to the next one. So when I got to Donna, she had this hair, beautiful hair, and she was laughing. By the way, she was laughing, and her microphone was off, so I could not hear her laughter. But her eyes was for me like a Christmas tree light.
Mm.
That minute, I picked my phone up and I searched for Donna on Facebook. I sent her a friend request. We talked the same day. We talked and we never stopped talking. So, my beautiful Donna, you are an inspiration to me. I was the honored one to be able to visit your home. Your beautiful husband Jeff have cooked, and you can just tell as Juliet, I cannot say what the dish was, but it took 8 hours for him to do this magnificent dish. It was truly incredible, and then he serenade us on your waterfront.
Mm.
It was so, my beautiful Donna, can you please introduce yourself? You can hear I am one of your biggest fan, and the panel here is also your fan, but we're gonna have them to introduce them now. But can you introduce yourself? And then I would love to ask Krista if she can introduce herself, and then Laura. And then our beautiful, I call him my miracle man, Howard. If you
Mm.
then can introduce yourself, and then we will start with with the questions. So, my beautiful Donna, all over to you.
Thank you, Sanit. What a joy for me to be here. And I'm so touched that you were like stalking me and tuning in, and that we connected that way. That's super cool. Thank you for everything you do, including this whole panel. Wow. I am Donna Sparaco Meador, and I'm a woman's dating coach. I'm a speaker, and I'm a writer. And I look forward to getting on stages one day very soon with I call him my now husband, because my late husband can't get on stages with me. And if he does, you won't see him. So, and that's the reason for the hair, Sanit, if you don't know that. The
Yeah.
hair had to change when I changed. And I changed when my late husband passed away. And I looked at myself in the mirror and said, "You're not the same person anymore." So that's how that came to be. But I'm obsessed with helping single soul searching women over 40 who are looking for love in all the wrong places to understand their value when it comes to relationships.
Wow, incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you. I
That
just want to sorry, Krista, just quickly want to give Donna a message. Beautiful. Sharon said, "Good day, family." He's also part of the Tanzanite Heroes, and he is going to inspire soon.
Mhm.
And then beautiful Jenna. Oh, Angel, love you, my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Crystal, all over to you.
Mhm.
Um, so what an honor, Donna, to have speak with you as the author. Loved your book. So my name's Christa. I'm from Ontario, Canada, and I'm the Amazon #1 best-selling author of Skip the Pain, Experience of Pleasure, where I have tried to transform lives with using my acronym WAIT, which basically stands for What Am I Thinking? Why am I talking, and what actions I'm taking. I also am passionate about being a health advocate and making energy work the norm. I am a speaker as well, and while working with me or speaking or using, energy work to heal, as well as what we put in our body as a nutritionist, um, I basically want you to not just live the life you like, but to live the life you love.
Mhm.
And it wore red for you.
Mhm.
Me as well, with a butterfly.
Oh, butterfly.
And Laura,
Yes. Hi, Donna. Well, we were talking, of course, before we went live about some of the very sweet moments throughout the book, but I just love it. Being the mom of two daughters, it's important. And even though maybe you are working towards the 40s and above, I think the foundational work of value and self-worth starts way before that. So I
Yeah.
really enjoyed your book. Thank you for gracing our stage here. Laura Brennan Ballet, everybody knows on the panel when it comes to this, a speaker, an author. I am a thought energy expert. I really believe in the power of written energy, which is what we all do, right? We are authors, so we create this written energy, and how we read and take in that information now becomes thought energy, which is really high powered knowledge. And this is what we can start to apply and create a very empowered life. So ICF accredited and all those designations that everybody can look up somewhere else. So thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this. I'm excited for the questions, and onward to Mr. Shining Brightly. Oh, unmute.
Unmute. We're good. We're unmuted. Donna, I'm so thrilled you're here, and we're going to put you in the spotlight. Okay. And I am Mr. Shining Brightly, of course. All right. We all have our sunglasses, right? Because this is our thing. It started with me, of course, because we are shining our light out to the world and reflecting off of each other. So our combined light is just beaming all over the world today. And you are the center of that. And here's the thing, you lift people up.
Oh, little bit of a glitch, but that's okay.
okay, I'm sure he's going to come back.
You can't
Yes,
hear
he
me?
will. Yep,
Yeah,
just
he
a
can
little
go.
bit.
Back.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Well, all right. Anyways, I just want to tell you that you're the spotlight. We're gonna shine you brightly today. We have lots of questions. So for me, I am Howard Brown. I'm Mr. Shining Brightly. I'm an author, speaker, inspirational podcaster, and we can shine brightly, and we will today, and we will make the world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Howard. And you are my miracle man. I just quickly
I
want to
am.
say, Marisa, I love you, beautiful. That was for you, Donna. Angel said, love your chapter in the book, Donna. Thank you for sharing your heart. And the ladies and gentlemen and viewers out there, Angel is talking about Soul of a Diamond. The book was launched, our book was launched yesterday, and she's talking about Donna's Donna, your chapter was beautiful. Krista, your chapter was beautiful. Michelle said, I love that, Krista. White. So, Krista, just give us WAIT again.
So I actually was on a summit the last couple of days and spoke about this. So, what am I thinking? WAIT. Why am I talking? WAIT. What actions I'm taking? WAIT. Creates
Wow.
your reality.
I love it.
Wow. Krista, yes to you, my beautiful one. Thank you. Thank you.
From on to
Good. Wait.
And also we're part of the Art of Connection series, and
Yeah.
Laura and Krista are joining with us. So we're all going to be a big family in the next book, and this is amazing.
Wow.
And I think this is the
Amazing.
beauty, right? The beauty and the empowerment of creating, right? We're writers and we're storytellers, and look at the connections through our passionate work of sharing what's in our mind, what's in our hearts, what's in our spirit. So this is real time, right? Experiences of sharing the writing process, the journey of becoming an author.
Yes.
Wow, beautiful. Just three more messages. Angel said, "You are so powerful, Krista. Thank you for your healing with energy healing." Emilio Roman says blessings, and then Angel said, "Congratulations, international best-selling author." So, Krista, you are author of 2 international bestsellers. How amazing! So, my beautiful Donna, I wanted to ask. First of all, I wanted to talk about the eye duck or the hairstyle that you were talking about. So I didn't know what hairstyle was that. So if you could just tell us that, so if you can give me 1 second, it's in chapter 1, Mini Me, and you were talking about the DA, the duck's ass hairstyle. I was laughing when I saw that, and then the next question I wanted to ask is, I know why you have written the book, but through all the last few years that the book is out there, the experience that you have given this to other people, I want to know the feeling you got back when you got feedback from the ladies. If you can tell us about the hairstyle and
Yeah.
then that amazing feeling with the feedback you got.
Yeah. Feedback is validation that you've touched lives, and you don't always know you do that. So when somebody does a review or they reach out and they text you or DM you, one woman said to me, "You've taught me to straighten my crown again." And it brings me to tears. And you got to remember, I started writing this in 2004. That's a long time ago. And why I started to write this, it was really simple. I was in my early 40s. I was out dating, and I had no clue what I was doing. So I read all the books. Like, He's Just Not That Into You, The Rules, Men Are From I mean, I studied dating. I like to say now I have my doctorate in dating. I trademarked that. That's mine. I'm owning it because I did all the work, and then there was something missing. I'm like, okay, but there's still something missing. And what was missing for me is I wasn't having fun. And I don't know, call me crazy. I thought I should be having fun. I thought dating should be fun. So I set out to find out why it wasn't fun. And that is the exact words that I said 25 years ago. Why wasn't dating fun? So that's what I did. I wrote the book. Now I didn't realize. So really, and this is fascinating. My bonus daughter now says, because I'm remarried, and she read the book, and she's in her mid-30s, and she said, "Donna, you've actually created a hypothesis." I did. She goes, "Yeah. You did the research. You went out and practiced what you were reading, and then you tallied up the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you came to a conclusion." So, yeah, I did. Yay me.
Wow. That's amazing. And what is the style? The duck What is
Oh,
that style?
Stop ass.
we're going back, okay, to high school. And for all I know, it was a Nutley, New Jersey term. It probably wasn't everywhere. But the duck's ass was a DA. When you went into, I went and got haircuts. I went and got my haircuts at the barber's, and I wanted a DA. And my hair is super short. It was super, super short, and it went like this in the back, so it looked like a duck's tail.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's super
Thank you.
short. And I'll send you a picture of that. I actually have that when I was 15. So everybody thought I
Oh,
was a boy. They called me Butch, whatever.
wow. Thank you. So I never heard that term. So I thought, let me ask. So I'm going to position us a little bit differently, but I'm handing over to my beautiful Krista.
Yeah, first of all, Donna, it was great meeting you before on one of Sinette's shows, and I was able to hear a little bit on her show. So that was amazing, and that's where I really felt your connection, not just as an author, but as a person, and how much we have in common. Didn't know about the hair thing. I got my hair cut by Nick the barber, so I can relate to that. It's been 25 years since my husband passed away. So, I wish I would have had that type of book because I so can relate to getting into the dating, scene,
Yeah.
hating it, and how it's changed. So, one thing in your book I've noticed and how it's changed from 25 years ago, actually, and even more when I was a kid, when we actually called people and wrote letters to technology today, and how different it is. So tell me a little bit, how do you find it different, or how did you find it different? And when you say you work with other people about how technology has enhanced or made it worse, the dating scene.
Great question, Krista. I think that dating apps are the bomb. I love them. And the reason I love them is because you have an opportunity to do research. If you meet somebody in the bar, do you really know where they're from, what they're about, what they're doing? You don't. And unless you go, running to the bathroom to Google it, and this is a true story. This is a very recent story where I had a client of mine. She met somebody in the car wash, and she texts me, and she's like, "Guess what? I met this guy, and it was organic." This is everybody's big word. It's organic, okay? And I'm thinking, you can't get more organic than, like, I don't know, 8 million people on a dating app and then find your Mr. Wonderful, because that's how it worked for my second husband, right? So I said to her, "Awesome, great. Did you go on a date?" "Well, no, he's busy and I'm trying to." Ooh, red flag. I was like, red flag. I said, "Oh, okay. Did you, call me silly, did you Google his phone number?" She said, "No." I said, "Would you please do me a solid? Google his number." And it came up with some female doctor's name.
Wow.
So, so this is normal. This is normal out there. So dating apps to me are awesome. Now, when I was 42, there were dating apps. It was Match.com, it was those kinds. But, when my grandmother went dating, it was none of that. And I think I speak a little bit out in the book. Back in the day, people just dated the people who were in their town.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't, or if somebody called and left a message with the adult in the house, you're lucky if you got the message. And then we had answering machines come out, right? So, but I think dating apps, if everybody understands the value and what you need to do, it doesn't take much. And if any man gives you a hard time, move on. Next.
Yeah.
It's not, because a man wants you to be safe. When I asked my now husband for his phone number, I said, "Can I have your phone number? I want to put it in my contacts." He knew what I was doing. Of course I was going to Google him. I said, "I need your last name and your phone number." So it's not difficult, and it's really a smart move. Does
Yeah,
that
I absolutely, yeah, you did it so well. And first of all, I think the viewers out there right now just gained so much insight and wisdom of what you said, because you've gone through it, and how it's changed throughout the years, and how I didn't know how you met your current husband, so through the dating app, and maybe one day you'll create your own. Who knows? So
Yeah. And I will say, my late husband, I met networking.
Mm.
Just
yeah,
sharing that little bit of news.
you
I met him
sharing
networking.
tips.
I never saw him come because I wasn't, we were networking.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Laura.
Yeah.
My beautiful Laura.
Yeah. So I know that Krista Howard and Snett and I are already, there's, so many branches always off of the question tree. So we all have our questions lined up. And now my head wants to go in 4 different directions, but I'm going to stay with this. This is kind of close to my heart. Being a thought energy, empowerment, and transformational coach, right? We're always looking for what's down at the root of everything. And
Mm.
when I read the book, I wanted to put myself in that position. I'm very blessed. I am married to one of the most, aside from Howard, of course, super cool guys in the whole world. But you said something around knowing what heartbreak is, right? And kind of you alluded to heartbreak. So I want to ask you, how can we help women, and I know men too, but women understand how to almost recalibrate heartbreak so that they understand it's really turning into awakening heart love, first and foremost for themselves. So
Yeah,
it's not something to be afraid of and to really be brought down to their knees. It's actually a moment in the experience to rise up to that next level as they
yeah.
get closer to that really beautiful, purposeful love.
I love that. I think I'm understanding your question. So let me answer it and then you tell me if I hit it. I'm all about energy. And that book today is the nuts and bolts, literally, of how I met my late husband. And when I was ready to date again, I didn't pick up Men Are From Mars or The Rules. I picked up my own book.
Mm-hmm.
And I reread it because I figured it worked so well the first time.
Yeah.
Now, I have created, because I have this hypothesis, right? I hope I'm saying that right. I've created the Smart Dating Diva course. And SMART has an acronym. And what do you think S stands for, Laura? Self.
Yeah.
Self-love, self-awareness. We are not going to go out and find, it's my intention to help women understand their value when it comes to relationships. But I'm also going to help them understand, are you the person that the guy you're looking for wants to be with? Where are you falling into this? Because we can't make anybody happy. You know that. Nobody can make us happy. We can't make them happy. When my now husband says, "You make me so happy," I say, "No, I don't. I add to it though, in a
Right.
big way, but I don't make you happy." And then he goes, "Wah, wah, wah," But isn't that the truth? So I help women understand, and I can lock this down, Laura. I am best known for helping women understand before the 4th date whether to
Mm.
continue or bid them adieu. It's
Yeah.
not rocket science.
Yeah. I love
Did I,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, because so many of us, right, when our heart gets broken, and I tell my kids all the time, I have 2 young 20s girls, this is not your hard stop. This
Yeah.
is not it. Breathe, relax, and as you said, move on. And it really isn't a heartbreak. For me, it's an awakening to that
Yeah.
deeper sense of self, your
Yeah.
own value, your own purpose. And then you carry that energy out into the world. And then
Right.
the alignment and the magnetism just is organic. So thank you. Beautifully answered.
Thank you. Amazing.
Wow. Thank you, my beautiful Laura. My miracle man. And look what I've put on.
Red gloves.
Woo!
But it was very difficult to type all of your names to bring in your websites and your connection points, but I did it with
I
the
love
gloves on. My miracle man.
It's like the Queen Belinda from The Wizard of Oz. You look magnificent there, Sinette. Thank you. So Donna, I want to tell you, so I have a lot of pressure on me today. I'm representing the men, okay? And I fully admit that we are just not as smart as the women. All right. I got smart by reading the book. What a fantastic book. I have to tell you that I put the book down and started cracking up, okay, because I was learning, but at the same time, when Gianna, age 8, in chapter 4, the bingo says, on your first date, you should not smell bad. Yes, checkbox. Do not eat anything messy. Yes, and do not embarrass yourself.
Spaghetti.
I was like, oh my God, you put these snippets in to break up the chart or in the middle of the chapters of examples of moving on, red flag. And I just want to tell you, it made it a very, very fun and fast read. It was a page turner. And I was learning along the way because I've been married for 30 years. Okay. So I have a 23-year-old daughter that met a boy on Hinge, and I didn't even know what Hinge is. I got to tell you, but I have a lot of friends that are divorced, and they're swiping right and swiping left, and I didn't understand it. Now you said it gives you information. At least you're learning about the person that is potentially showing interest or not. And I again, that's a little foreign to me because that was not how we did it back in the day. You got introduced to someone or you met someone and it worked out a little bit differently, and you didn't have the digital footprint that we have today. And some of that is good and some of that's bad. But I want you made something. You made a.
Oh, he'll be back. Hold on.
Like I said, while we wait for beautiful
Am I
Howard,
back?
there you are, Howard. You are back.
You're back.
I'm back. I'm sorry. So it says dating teaches you about yourself. Can you expand upon that? Because you did a lot of self exploration as you were getting back into the scene, and I.
All right.
One
I
moment,
think
please.
there's probably enough there for you to start answering that one.
Yeah, for sure. And it's another great question, Howard. Let me know if I don't hit it all, but I think I got the gist before you froze.
Okay.
What did he say?
All
He
right,
said,
so-
self-discovery. So I think dating is the cheapest personal development course out there. I mean, you're going to find out what you want based on what you don't want. Period. Like it's just as important to attract as it is to repel. So as we go through dating, and remember, before the 4th date, it's actually before the 3rd, but I'm giving people a little extra because I think it freaks them out a little bit to think it can happen that fast. But you are learning what you want based on what you don't want. That's really the end all of it. I mean, isn't that true with everything in life, right? You buy a car and you discover you don't like it and you never get that one again. You go buy a house and you realize you don't like the location or you shouldn't have gotten it on a busy street, so you don't do that again. I mean, there's a million different scenarios of why we pivot and go to what we want as opposed to what we don't want. But that's how we learn. Every one of us. So does that help?
I thought it was great. It helped so much because you discovered, and I watched your journey as you were, going through later in the book, as far as how you were discovering things about yourself, making the changes that you thought were needed, and you started to know yourself. Yes. And that was really, and know what you want. And I was very impressive about that. And the most, another writer downer, going back to Angel Marie, who always says you got to have a writer downer, that boundaries. You started to create boundaries and respect other people's boundaries. And I love the story where the gentleman invited you out to the beach and you weren't taking the train to the beach, no beach. You were like, yeah, when are you picking me up? And he's like, I'm not picking up. Instead, you had dinner. I love that. That was such a great boundary story. And there's others, but I loved it. I learned a lot being married for 30 years that I actually can apply to my own marriage.
Oh, I
Because
love
we're
that.
still, we got to be dating.
Yeah, I love that, Howard. And that was actually my late husband. So that was the beginning of our romance. And I knew moment when he said, "Why don't you come out?" Because again, I didn't know if I was networking or not. I didn't know. So I said, "Well, is this a date or are we networking? Like, what are we doing?" I needed clarification. And he said, "Well, I like you, but I want to take it one day at a time." He was off the boat from Italy. So I said, "Well, that's a date." So my mama would be very upset if I took a train to see you on our first date.
Mm.
And so again, the important thing, I'm not telling him what to do. I'm telling him what I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah.
And I apply that in my life. So cool. Thank you, Howard.
Thank you.
I love that. But first of all, I've got goosebumps, so I have to put on my glasses. I loved it. You didn't tell him what to do, but you tell him what you not gonna do. I love that. I love that. And then Cindy's got a message for you. Yes, yes, heartbreak is heart opening. That's what Laura said. Cindy said, laugh out, Howard. My husband says that some men don't, that men are not smart. I'm so sorry. And then Mary said, "You are killing it, Donna, loving your wife. What a gift you are." And then beautiful Angel said, "Great insights, Donna. I love this conversation we are having." So, my beautiful Donna, I have to read you something from your book because this was actually profound for me. When you in chapter 1, you said, "I is for me," and you said, "I am not only a person, I create atmosphere. I can choose to have happy life or a sad one." And I just want to read one more. "I have feelings that need to be touched by others." And there's quite a few others that you have put under that umbrella of "I
Wow.
is for me."
Right.
So when I read that, I must tell you,
Wow.
it was like, how incredible that you exactly know what you want. And that's a big thing because I'm going to talk about me as a woman. We rather would be treated badly just to have somebody
Right.
and not to have that "I
Right.
am most important person." So just from my side,
Right.
that when you met your now husband, Jeff.
Wow.
You have gone through all this. You've written the book. You are like the doctorates in dating. How was that to meet this your second love? You know that, and you knew all this.
Well, first of all, I went back to the book right now to look. I don't know if you caught it, Cindy, but I wrote that in 1976. I was, what, 15?
Mm.
And so I was on a path from then. And I'm touched that you flagged that for yourself. I mean,
Mm.
I was in social studies, not paying attention. So, because I understood back then something that I didn't realize, right? I didn't really understand. I mean, I was a kid, but I always knew I wanted to be in a good relationship with a man. I always knew that. So I'm really touched that you highlighted that. Now I forgot what the question was. Let me think. How does that apply with my now husband?
Yes.
Does that make you crazy when I say now husband, late husband? So, here's the thing I want to tell you, and maybe Christa agrees. When I met Jeff, I was not looking for love. This is my now husband, okay? I was not looking for love because you're a little bit further out, Christa. You're like 24 years, and I think for me it was 2016, so it's only like 7 years or something. I wasn't looking for love, and I certainly wasn't looking for marriage.
Mm.
And I told him so.
Mm.
And he just smiled at me. And I'm thinking, can you hear me? Because I don't know if he's hard of hearing. And he wouldn't go away. And it took, on the second date, he realized he was going to spend the rest of his life with me. He was smart not to tell me. It took me about another week. And the pain, talk about, Laura, how do you describe this, right? How can I fall in love when I'm already in love?
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know. Talk about pain and pleasure, Christa. How do you do that? And I was clearly in love. And you're not gonna spit in the face of love just because it showed up sooner than you thought or what other people thought.
Right.
I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, my heart, I couldn't even, process that, but I knew enough to keep going. And I was dating multiple men. I was very upfront with everybody. And I said, I'm a non-monogamous. I'm not looking for love. And Jeff comes along and I'm trying to tell him this. And I think he's hard of hearing. I'm like, can you hear me? Because I'm thinking you're not hearing me. He says, no. And he said, I'm never going to ask you to do anything you don't want to do. But when that changes, I just want you to be honest with me. I said, easy enough. I'll just tell you the same thing I told my late husband when I met him. If I don't like you, I'll break up with you. How does that fit? Is that a good fit? So I think what happens is women, and maybe men, Howard, but my demographics are women. I'm a woman, and I know about heterosexual love, right? That's my gig. So I stay in my wheelhouse. But I told him, let's see, where was I going with that? I knew that I was falling in love with him, and I knew that I wasn't going to spit in the face of love. And that was a big deal, by the way. It was literally a year and a half after he passed. So 6 months after I started to date. And his kids weren't thrilled. They thought it was too soon. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Say no, go away? It wasn't too soon for me. My heart was broken, Laura. And I wasn't looking to replace it. But I understood, like one of my sisters said to my mother, so is Donna dating anybody special? And she says no, but I know who he is. So, you can't deny that. And I don't understand why women, and this is what I want to get through to these women who are out there dating later in life, right? These 40 divorced, widowed. This is why I coach one-on-one. This is why I'm creating a membership, because I want them to understand it's really easy and it's a lot of fun. Okay. And it's not supposed to be that hard. So let's get down to the basics. Does that help, Sunny?
I love it. I love it. And I don't know if your husband is at home. I have just messaged him and asked him, is he at home? Because I wanted him to come and play a song for you, but I see he's not answering, but it's okay. My beautiful Christa, all over to you.
Mute.
Christa, let me unmute you. There you are.
Okay, thank you so much for being so vulnerable. And I talk about energy work and spirituality, and I know definitely this panel is together, and you're here together with all of us for a reason, because I think you've touched each of us, and spirit, source, creator, our higher self, us, whatever you identify with, has put us here. I can relate so much because I only met my husband, my now, I'll call him my now husband too, a few months after. I was trying to count, was it 6 months? But we didn't date. But when we started dating, after about a year, I broke up with him, and he's like, what's going on? And I literally said, you're such a great guy. Go get married and have kids, because I don't want to get married and have any more kids. He's like, so you're breaking up with me because I'm too good. So I can really, really relate to that. Having said that, that obviously didn't work, and work through that, and here we go with two more kids. But one thing that really stuck out, there was, I'm just going to read right what it said. Can you explain a little bit what you mean when you say allow the one you want to catch you?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That came from, I have a lot of wisdom in my family, and my grandmother said that, and she must have put it in writing in a letter, and I got my hands on it. My mom is 91, so she's got a lot of wisdom too, and she's still with us. And so, again, dating is not hard. I have the ABCs of dating. It's very simple. It's as simple as ABC. And my big thing, this is my thing, okay? And I try to tell every client, I try to get this through their mind. It is not your job to go out and find the guy. It's not your job. It's your job to decide the ones that are coming to knock on your door, who you would like to spend time with. That's your job. So when we allow the one we want to catch us, and let me clarify, if you're not looking for love and you're not looking for that heartfelt relationship, then ignore everything I'm saying. If you're just looking to go out and have sex and have a fun time, you don't need me for that. This is for the women who are looking for love in all the wrong places and can't figure out why they're not finding love at this stage in the game. Because when we turn 40 or 30 or whatever it is, 50, and by the way, I had a dating course that had a single mother who was 30 all the way up to 82.
Yeah.
Okay? Nobody wants to be alone. And not everybody's looking for love, but they're certainly looking for good companionship, right? If they're looking. So I always say, you're allowed to pick from the ones who are coming after you, period. And then, OMG, life is so delicious because they want you. Men are visual. Don't fault them for that. And by the way, Howard, men are brilliant. They're brilliant in different aspects. And they want to provide and they want to protect. Okay? And when my now husband, I was dating for 2 weeks, I didn't know how I was going to pay the mortgage. Okay? My husband had passed away and I was trying to figure it out. And I had a little sourpuss on my face. I was like really stressed. And he said, "What's going on?" I said, "I can't tell you. I mean, how do you tell somebody, right?" And he says, "No, you have to tell me." I said, "Well, I don't know how I'm going to pay the mortgage this month." He said, "Is that all?" I said, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
I said, "Doesn't that stress you out?" He says, "No, it's what I was born to do." So what I have discovered, and then I'll pass it back to you, and this is huge, that we, as adult women in our whatever age, 40 and up, have been sold a bill of goods in the 70s. I'm going to bring home the bacon. I'm going to fry it up in a pan, and I don't need a man. Okay, whatever that perfume commercial was. So we were taught not to need men. And these women in this class, the 30-year-old single mother and the 82-year-old, and by the way, one of them was a 7-figure earner, real estate broker in California. She said, "I don't need a man to take care of me, but I certainly want him to want to."
Yeah.
So I think we've been sold a bill of goods. So I'm just bringing it back to basics, going, if you're looking for love in all the wrong places and you're looking for love, then I'm your coach. If you're not looking for love and you just want to go out and have a good time, then fine, go out and have a good time.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You nailed it. And I mean, I'm not gonna have time to ask another question, but I'm just because you already said it, becoming self-sufficient really helped your self-worth. And that's what I got from it as well. So
Yes.
so thank you for explaining that so beautifully and so well.
Thank you.
All right. So again, I've got too many questions, like balling in this head of mine. But I love when you just said this. I've always told my girls, make certain that he loves you just a bit more than you need him to. And it's something that my grandmother told me when I was very young, because it does change. Men and women shift very differently as we go through the decades. And for me, I think you want to start with his side way overflowing for lots of different reasons of the wisdoms that we've collected, and Howard as a man, of course, but they do shift, right? There's a lot that changes, and women are just, it's innate in us, right? To go that extra step. We know how to create and design love. Men,
Yes.
know what it feels like, but don't necessarily know how to get in there and kind of almost reframe it, right? If it starts to slip away a little bit. So I think let them come after you, let them chase you. It's not in the way we're thinking, but metaphorically, yes, it's very important to do. I have a
Yep.
quick question, because something I really loved that you talked about is knowing what you want and what you don't want. And
Mm.
we say this, but there's a huge gap in between those two places in real time, real life experience. We think as women we know what we want, but so much of that is based on fairy tales. And now, especially for the even the women that are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, we're still influenced by social media and fashion and all of it, right? Politics, all of it is kind of really brought in a little bit of a distortion to
Right.
it. So what is a tool or a technique or just your gathered wisdom for when we are starting to come upon that knowing of what we don't want, but we're not quite sure what we really truly want? That gap in there, maybe what's just something of value you can offer the listening audience to help women kind of navigate that space?
That's a great question, and it comes back to self development, all the selves, and even meditation, or because we still have to go through the adversity of what we don't want to know what we do want. Now, excuse me, when I decided it was time to go back out and date, and if you want to know the story, you can read it in this book, because I lay it out all in here about that story of how I decided I was going to go back out and date. And when I did that, I pulled out my computer and I sat down and I said, okay, I'm not really wanting to get married or to fall in love. I'll put my body in it, but I would keep my heart out of it, And all of a sudden I received this wonderful impulse in a question form. What do you want?
Mm.
If you wanted to be and get married again, if you wanted to fall in love again, what would you want? And I went, and it did, and it came to me like this, and I said, depth. I want to be with somebody who has depth. Now, my late husband was very black and white. So I said, that's good. I don't need the same. We want different. If you're a widow or you're divorced, we're not looking for the same. So it was comforting to me to know, so you know what? He was very black and white, and I got what I wanted when I met him 10 years prior, which was I wanted to be cherished. But this time, I want depth.
I
And
love that.
boom, I put it out in the ethers, and 6 months later, that man walked into my life. And I don't think you can get more depth than Jeff. So
I
it's a
love that.
fact.
That's
So
that
that's
thought energy and magnetizing what you want. And it's almost what for me, the value to the listeners is when you make that declaration, when you authorize what you truly want, and it's so authentic, the universe just picks right up on it.
absolutely. And Laura, I'm like, hey, I've got 10 more years of wisdom, 10 more years,
Yeah.
10 more years of understanding, 10 more
Yeah.
years of knowledge.
Yeah.
So what I want today, I'm different. So I don't want the same. I want different. And what did I want?
Beautiful.
So I asked myself the question, and here's what I'm going to tell you to the listeners: do the work. Do the work. I mean, I literally went to single dances and practiced shaking hands and saying no, thank you, so that I could get stronger in that field, because I didn't want to go out with somebody just because they asked me. And you can do the work.
Yeah,
I
love it.
Donna, this is where I know Sinette's going to wrap up the show, so I'm going to do a quick speed round with you. Okay.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to say a word. I want your response short. Okay. Flirting, flirtatious.
I love it. Learn it. It's a lost art. Holy mackerel! I paid money in New York to learn how to flirt in Central Park. I mean, I did the work. Go ahead, Howard. One more. Go ahead.
Are we on the same page?
Oh, gotta be. And I can tell you before the third date, we'll say 4, whether or not you are or not. It's really simple.
Kindness.
Be
Be
nice.
kind.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying is that in your book, I'm saying we all have the ability to be kind.
Yes.
Okay. Even if
Yeah.
you don't like that person or want to continue, there's ways to handle yourself. Is the
100%.
kindness.
100%. I never disrespected a date. I never walked out on a date. I learned the art of ghosting, and that's super important. That's a tool that we can use. But no, I was always kind and pleasant.
And the last thing is that my take-home value from this read was that dating, like life, is a team sport.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Cool.
What a gift. What a gift, Donna. Thank you. Thank you.
Woo.
Thank
Wow, wow, wow. Donna, I don't know of you, but I've got goosebumps, goosebumps. It was truly amazing. So before we end off, how are you feeling, my beautiful Donna?
I think I'm going to cry a little bit, Sunny, when I get off the call. I think I've not been, how do I say it? This book has been hanging around for years, and I've not been celebrated in the way that you're celebrating me, and I really appreciate that, and it inspires me to get it out there more. So thank you.
Beautiful. It was our pleasure to celebrate you.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say to all the ladies out there that wants to think they can give themselves, like Christa said, allow themselves to think they can have it all. Like Donna said, you can have it all, but you must know what you want. And beautiful Laura, give yourself the authority. Oh, I love that. And my beautiful miracle man, say kindness can be even if you ghost. Are you even do
Oh,
you
yeah.
if you do ghosting? So, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you have enjoyed our beautiful, amazing guest, Donna, and her story on her book. Her book is available on Amazon and I'm sure a lot of other places as well. And do yourself a favor and follow my beautiful Christa, Laura and Howard, my miracle man, and two of our beautiful panelists that's not here, Randy, he's going to be a father soon, and beautiful Buddy that is currently recuperated from an operation. So we're sending our love to them. So I want to say, my beautiful Krista, Donna, Laura, and Howard, thank you for being here. You are amazing. And my beautiful Donna, thank you for being the Diamond Beauties relationship expert. An actual fact, beautiful Krista is our clarity expert, and beautiful Laura is our empowerment expert or our quantum healer, a quantum expert. So we are so lucky. And then my beautiful Howard, thank you so much for being in the Tanzanite Heroes. I love you all. So my beautiful ones, are you, can I ask you, would you love to have a dance with me? I'm sitting down today, but I can do a sit down dance as well. Are you ready?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Thank you. My beautiful viewers out there, would you love to put on your shades and would you love to have a dance with us? Here we go.
In the diamond moments of love and light, together we rise, our spirits take flight, in the beauty of each day and every night. Courage in our souls, we heed the call to share our light in all we know.
Bye bye, everyone.
Hi,
You shine so
everyone.
bright.